Hey, State Farm's here to help, no matter how long you've been in the game.
Game? Oh, man.
Pickles.
Caitlin Clark's off-court personality has become almost as unusual as the shots she takes from 30 feet away. So stop what you're doing and pay close attention to this. And when you remember that this is the same player who scored more than 3,000 points in her career, broke the all-time NCAA scoring record, and made logo-range heat checks look like a normal part of warm-ups, that says a lot. She turned into a non-stop highlight reel, drawing crowds to women's basketball at levels that had never been seen before and forcing defenders to cover areas they never should have had to guard. Her championship game was watched by 18.7 million people. National television networks began adjusting their schedules around Iowa games, and entire arenas were selling out just to watch her shoot from near half court. So when she started appearing in major advertising campaigns, brands barely had to create anything. They didn't need elaborate special effects. They didn't have to make the commercials overly dramatic. Millions of fans already understood the reality, and the ads simply tapped into it. Caitlin Clark has an almost cartoon-like mix of timing and confidence that makes even the most ridiculous moments feel strangely normal. She can shoot and attack from virtually anywhere. And every commercial she has appeared in expresses that same energy in a different way. In Nike's From Any Place campaign, her shooting range became the punchline. Right now, that Nike commercial is probably the clearest representation of Caitlin's public image. The entire ad is built around one simple running joke. Caitlin, can you make it from there? As people point to increasingly absurd locations, a sideline, a stairwell, an upper deck, the group keeps challenging her like it is 2021 all over again. And they still fail to realize that telling Caitlin Clark she can't make a shot is usually the fastest way to watch her prove them wrong. Hey, Caitlin.
Caitlin! Can you make it from there? Hey, Caitlin, how about from here?
Come on, guys.
Yeah, she can't make it. No chance.
Caitlin, from here to left. You got it.
I'm not even.
Those next few moments are absolutely perfect. Someone is yelling from the balcony, another person points from the corner, someone else adds, "What about from here?" And the answer is basically, "Sure, from right here." The challenge keeps escalating until the only reasonable ending is the narrator laughing and saying, "From any place." By the final beat, it genuinely feels like she could make the shot from anywhere.
Might be impressive. Am I right?
Whatever, Che.
From right here.
From there!
Subscribe for daily WNBA drama, breaking news, and exclusive player stories. That is exactly where the humor comes from. It does not feel like a performance, and it never feels staged. The commercial works because it mirrors what people watched during her college career. She really was making shots from everywhere on the floor. She could pull up from 30 feet with the same comfort most players have taking a free throw. She did it against South Carolina, LSU, Ohio State, Nebraska, and Maryland. The locations the Nike actors point to are funny because she actually made more deep pull-up shots during that stretch than any player in the country, male or female. Nike did not need to invent comedy. They simply exaggerated her normal behavior by about 5%, and suddenly it became hilarious. Millions of fans had the exact same reaction during her games. There is no way she can make that actually, never mind. And she usually did. The entire Nike commercial was built around a joke that fans were already making on their own. The timing also mattered because the ad launched around the same time her $28 million lifetime contract was being finalized. She was no longer just hitting shots from long range. Now she was scoring from anywhere off the court too. State Farm's From the Logo commercial took that signature shot and turned it into a superpower. If Nike captured her range, State Farm captured her identity. The ad is basically a tribute to the fact that every time she pulled up from deep, half the country stopped what it was doing. It opens with the familiar excitement of a game call, Caitlin Clark from the logo, and then quickly turns that moment into something funny and surprisingly ordinary.
Logo!
You know, life would be easier if I could do everything from the logo.
Instead of putting her in a packed arena, The commercial places her in everyday settings like a kitchen, a living room, and even around a board game table. Everything she does is technically accurate, but the joke is that she treats a logo shot as if it were the most normal thing in the world.
Buckets. Now that's a tomato. Sheboygan.
The answer is Sheboygan.
They match. P-E-Z-O-L. Bottom row.
The biggest reason it works is how effortless she makes it look. There is no huge celebration, no dramatic reaction, and no obvious attempt to be funny. She keeps the same calm, natural expression the entire time. The second State Farm commercial has a completely different energy. It features Reggie Miller and Jimmy Butler, and the whole thing leans into controlled chaos. It starts out simple enough, but the moment they casually say, "Shoot," everything begins to spiral.
Okay, I'll shoot,
What's happening?
but I don't see any hoop.
No, I said that because of, I'm sorry, shoot.
I'll shoot. Where's the hoop?
They don't have one.
Stop saying this.
Caitlin reacts instantly, almost as if she is in the middle of an actual game. The word shoot hits her like pure muscle memory, and she looks ready to launch a three-pointer even though there's not even a hoop nearby. That is the running joke. No matter how ridiculous the situation becomes, she is always in basketball mode. Reggie Miller, one of the greatest shooters in NBA history, essentially built his career on making deep threes, only to watch the situation completely unravel around him. The group keeps repeating the same shoot setup, and as the timing gets worse and worse, Jimmy keeps adding comments that make the scene even funnier.
Hurry, State Farm makes it easy to file a claim on the app for a new car or even that old Pacer.
Someone call for an old
The joke lands because she never tries too hard. There is no exaggerated reaction and no over-the-top facial expression. It is funny because it feels like her real competitive instinct showing up in a situation where it absolutely does not belong. Then came the Capital One commercial, which exploded online. That was the moment Caitlin Clark entered the "I can stand beside global icons" stage of her career. The setup is straightforward. Everyone is sitting at a diner table while Charles Barkley, Magic Johnson, and Samuel L. Jackson work on their annual March Madness campaign. This is the same commercial series that has featured names constantly mentioned alongside Larry Bird, Spike Lee, and Michael Jordan. And instead of appearing as a background cameo, Caitlin shows up as a genuine fourth star in one of the most popular long-running sports advertising campaigns in the country.
Entertainment with the Capital One Saver card.
Someone say 3?
Caitlin, she lives for the threes.
From way down the counter.
Everything changes the moment Magic sees her and gives her a 333 greeting. He looks genuinely excited to meet her. According to leaked behind-the-scenes footage, his reaction was not just because she was famous. He was acknowledging the impact she was having on the WNBA. He even compared her influence on the league to what he and Bird meant to the NBA. That is a remarkably thoughtful comparison. Then Barkley, who has publicly supported her since she entered the WNBA, starts joking with her as if she has been part of the group for years.
Hi, how are you?
How are you? Everything good?
Yeah,
My
great to
pleasure
meet
to meet you. You're going to love the guys.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up?
The commercial itself uses her basketball skills in the funniest possible way. It turns accuracy, timing, trick shots, swagger, and calm confidence into comedy. She flips a hamburger bun across the diner and drops it perfectly onto a plate. The move looks almost identical to one of those offhand, sideways full-court passes she used to throw at Iowa. Then she casually drops a cherry onto Magic's ice cream.
She scores.
Is that pistachio? Uh-oh. She's here. Oh!
Splash.
Oh. Y'all see it? Oh! That's it.
Off the glass.
My face is not...
And while all of that is happening, she is smiling the entire time. It is the same smile she had after missing a 30-foot shot against LSU in the Elite Eight. Everyone else reacts dramatically. She stays completely relaxed. That contrast is what makes the commercial funny, even though the most memorable moment may have happened off camera. Magic shook his head and kept talking. He clearly recognized the same spark he has seen in other great athletes. Barkley once again talks about how special she is.
This is just fun and funny, and we just get to have a good time.
From way down the counter.
Caitlin has a great personality too. She's into it just as much as we're into it.
You can do better.
You can poke fun at it.
She handled it.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
That was noise.
The behind-the-scenes footage went viral because it gave viewers a different look at her personality. People were watching her joke around with three of the biggest names in sports and entertainment. The laughter, the easy confidence, and the way she seemed completely comfortable in that environment all stood out. Suddenly, fans who had never watched women's basketball were sharing clips of her diner trick shots. That was the moment her marketing power became impossible to ignore. Her first WNBA season shattered nearly every league metric. More than 50,000 jerseys were sold within months, breaking league records. Multiple games drew over 1.2 million live viewers, and arenas sold out everywhere she played. Since then, she has appeared in commercials that are usually reserved for NBA legends. This was not a crossover moment. It was a full takeover. And then came the clever Xfinity commercial, which turned her own name into the joke. The ad is short, sharp, and genuinely funny because it is built around an instantly recognizable identity.